Hello and welcome to another Looney Tunes commentary. This one is for Bosko and Bruno, released in 1932. This is the 31st in the series and it's directed by Hugh Harman. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on my commentaries and other documentaries that I'm currently working on, including a summary, if you will, of the first 3 years of the Looney Tunes series, so I'm looking forward to that. So this one, well, looks like Bosko's a hobo again. This time he's not travelling with that other character in one of the earlier shorts from 1930, I believe. I forgot the name of it, to be honest. But, yeah, we got Bosko with his buddy Bruno. And while it's easy to say that it's a knockoff of like the Mickey and Pluto dynamic, I mean, Pluto only really came around this time anyway, so I'm going to chalk it up to coincidence that they've given Bosko a dog here. Maybe they were inspired by it, but yeah, the timelines don't quite fit, so they get a pass. They get a pass on this. It's a nice cartoon, actually. I like this one. Much better than the previous Bosko cartoon, Bosko's Party, which was just, well, it wasn't a bad cartoon, but it was just dull. This one at least got some cool stuff, like this bridge, for instance, how we got the shot from underneath. But you have to wonder why this hand wagon is just sitting in the middle of the tracks like that with the train coming down. I mean, wouldn't smash into the hand wagon? Why would there be a rock there? It's a pretty dangerous railroad, I must say, and that bridge didn't look too safe either. And yes, I know, I keep on saying I shouldn't try and find the logic in these cartoons, but I keep forgetting, don't I? Silly me. So this part actually gets quite emotional. I mean, you really think that something bad has happened to the dog. Just look at the, Bosko stressing out, and it really did look like Bruno got hit by that train. And wow, you gotta feel for him. Look at the emotion in his face. Wow. I mean, Bruno's not dead, and I'll admit the emotion does get spoiled with the way that they handled, Bruno being alive. But then at least it's different to what Disney would have done. I mean, it would have been in the case of Mickey going, Pluto! And they would have hugged and would have been all sentimental, but here it's just nuts. And I do like this gag with, you think it's another train, but no, it's not. It's just a really funny looking cow. Just like the eyes of that cow as it walked out. Look at the eyes. Must be stoned off its mind. But you will notice that it does repeat some gags from some of the early cartoons, like the previously mentioned Hobo cartoon that Bosko was a part of. And I'm still trying to remember the name. I think it's Boxcar Blues. Yeah, that's it, Boxcar Blues. So the bit at the end where he goes to the tunnels and whatnot, that was done a few times before. Now, I've noticed with the chicken here, and while it's certainly not realistic, but the animation of this chicken, I don't know why I'm obsessed with this chicken, but you can see that they were really trying to get the chicken to act like a chicken and not some dancing, crazed rubber hose animated animal. And the shadow there, yeah, it's really good. A chicken acting like a chicken, amazing. And look, this all makes sense, I mean, what else are you gonna eat if you got no money and you're out on the road, or in this case, the tracks? But it's funny how the They always have hobos walking on the tracks. I mean, I get why they would walk alongside the tracks, because they would link to different towns and whatnot, but on the tracks just seemed a bit, I don't know, it seems a bit silly to me. This gun that you see here, it's not the first time you've seen the guns like that. I mean, Bosko's had similar weapon. They must get it from the same company, I would say. I'm not sure if Acme was around at this time, but that's pretty funny. So yeah, I mentioned that tunnel scene before. We're going to get that once again, where you got this really, cool animation. I mean, yes, we've seen this gag before, but I would have mentioned in previous commentary, these were not binge-watched, so I wouldn't think the audience would have seen the previous one, and if they had, they would have most likely forgotten about it anyway. That's really, really nice. But there wasn't too much of a story in this one, and I think Bosko works best when it's sort of midway between having maybe just a simple little setting / story like this, and just some funny animation. And again, we get another repeat gag here, though not so much repeat animation, where there's just a random tree in the middle of the track. And that's it. It then just ends sort of abruptly, though in this case there wasn't really much of a story to begin with. But yeah, that was Bosko and Bruno. Pretty good cartoon, actually. Until next time, guys.